That's a good way to start the podcast.
Hey guys.
Perfect. Hello, everyone.
Hi, I'm Josh
Welcome
Schmucks,
back
and this is
to
Lovely.
another episode of Lovely Talks with your hosts, Bobby, Johnny, and Josh. That is me. And we've got a doozy of an episode because we are doing a weekend startup. That's right. We're getting your weekend started up.
Start it with the weekend.
And so this weekend, there's a special event. Now, it was a stupid move on your part.
Sorry, it was my beard. It scratched up against the mic.
So this weekend, there's going to be a big YouTube extravaganza. That's right, Bobby. Extravaganza.
Okay.
Of two YouTubers who are fighting in the boxing ring for a second time, Logan Paul and KSI. And it's supposed to be one of the biggest events in boxing history, from what they're saying. What do you guys know about Logan Paul and KSI, first off?
He has two first names.
Okay.
Logan Paul. I think isn't he? Does he have a brother?
Yes, Jake Paul.
And he's famous for he's on YouTube.
Yes, he's on YouTube.
Wow.
That's it.
So I can't really chime in because I get Jake Paul and Logan Paul mixed up with the stuff that they do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Logan Paul is the guy that went to the forest and stuff, did all that stuff.
Yes. Do you know about this, Bobby?
I've heard.
Yeah, he went to the forest and
Some people
filmed.
may not know.
Yeah, so Logan Paul, if anyone doesn't know, which probably you do, not on my Facebook, but in the YouTube realm, Logan Paul filmed the dead guy in the suicide forest in Japan and posted it online. The images were blurred, but he did film it and put it online.
What was he saying whenever he was filming that? Was he like ridiculing them, or he was
I don't think he was
joking?
really cute. I think he was joking around, from what he said, to comfort himself, because it's one of those things like, is this happening? Is this real? But he didn't make fun of the person who died, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, from what I remember.
But he was making fun
he
of
was
the
light
situation.
of the situation, yeah, to where it's like uncomfortable.
How dark do you have to get to go find a dead guy and do this?
I don't think he was looking for. They just kind of. Well, I mean,
He
you went to a suicide forest, so you know kind of what you're getting into.
Yeah, he was probably thinking like, "I hope we find a dead guy." Like that's, oh God, how dark do you have?
But
to
here's
get?
the thing: whenever that went down, Logan Paul went through just a viral backlash. I mean, everyone and anyone. So they checked the Google statistics on other YouTubers who have went through some things. His was by far the most talked about of any YouTuber as far as controversy, and so the backlash was like very huge. But that leads to what? What do you want to say?
Oh, I would like to say that, take into consideration, I think you told me this, after that happened, I think it was the weekend after that happened or something, maybe a couple weekends, he made like $3 million in merchandise sale.
No, that was
sales.
like before the big,
Something
suicide
happened
forest
after
thing.
the suicide forest, and he still made a lot of money.
That was the first boxing match, which was with him and KSI.
Was
they
that
made,
what
they made a
that
lot
was?
of money on that.
Okay.
That was kind of his comeback story, and it was a draw. No one won. That's why they're having the sequel.
Did you guys watch the? I'm sure you didn't. Did
I
you
watched the
watch
highlights.
Was it any good?
It was okay. As far as boxing matches go, just kind of.
Was it boxing or kickboxing, like UFC?
It's actual boxing, like the old school kind of boxing.
Okay, so just fists.
Yeah,
There's
just
no
fists. They
kicking.
had headgear on, stuff like that.
Oh.
But
So it was like amateur boxing. It wasn't real boxing.
this time,
Bro.
there's no headgear. They went pro. They're actual pro boxers this time. No headgear. The actual, whatever the weight of the gloves are.
So okay, it's Logan Paul versus KSI.
KSI
Do
is
you know
a-
who? Do you know who KSI is?
I have no idea who
Me
that
either.
is.
Let's speculate what KSI stands for. Go off top.
KSI?
Off top.
Killing stupid individuals.
I was going to say idiots, but
I was going to say idiots, but I'm just trying to be nice. Bobby told me to be nice.
Bobby?
You know what? I could come up with something, but quite frankly, that's where I'm going to go with that. I think that's what it stands for. What does it really stand for, Josh?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't think he even knows.
Right.
His name is
Is it
JJ, by the
initials?
way. It's not even KSI.
Oh,
Like
that's his stage name.
stage name. He's a big UK YouTuber. He got big from playing FIFA soccer on YouTube. Yeah.
Is that something you
He's
can
got
pick
20. I think he's got almost 20 million subscribers.
from FIFA?
Yeah, that's what he started. Now he does do like commentary on different things on YouTube. So, anyways, they're going to be boxing and making a lot of money. They're selling out the Staples Center, which is in LA, which is a pretty big deal.
Yes.
My question is, are YouTubers going to be the next superstar? And why aren't they already, being that most YouTubers make more views or get more views than most studios get? Why haven't or will they be superstars?
That was a very long-winded question, but I think you're asking, is this the pendulum swinging of
era.
Yeah, of YouTube becoming more predominant than celebrities? I would say no. However, I think we'll see that in our lifetime. I think that the streaming platforms of such will take off because we've already seen Will Smith, for instance. He has a YouTube channel now. Like, these top tier celebrities are investing in YouTube themselves. So at some point there will be a transition phase. I think we're in it. I don't think it's time, but I think it's happening.
What is the thing that's going to swing it?
More celebrities, and when the inevitable Universal Studios, Cinemark, etc., when they start to rely more on streaming, or when they start to buy parts of streaming services, I think that's when we're going to actually have that moment. Because otherwise, people are still going to go to the theaters. Movies are still going to be shot and filmed. That's regardless of what you do. But I think we haven't reached that point just yet.
I have an interesting point on this. I think one of the main reasons that YouTubers are going to be bigger than celebrities, if they aren't already, is because of the how the generation is coming along and how technology is making life. Everything is so fast. If
Easily accessible.
Yeah, easily accessible. And also, even in our generation, I've met a lot of people. Like, I'll try to go on a date with a girl to the movies or something, but they don't want to watch movies because they don't have the patience to sit there for an hour and a half and watch something.
So attention span is very low.
Attention span is extremely low, and people are so sucked into those 1 to 4 minute videos that's what's going to be so popular soon, and it already is. It's just going to be even more.
Can you imagine, like, Avengers Endgame, but in like a 4-minute clip? I would
Starring David Dobrik.
not a fan of that idea.
David Dobrik and Jake Paul is Thanos.
Jesus, I would actually pay money to see that. That would be a disaster of a movie.
A 4-minute movie of this.
Just super cuts, the whole thing. Bobby, do you have something you want to talk about? Do you want to lay out some strange things? What's happening in that brain?
Wow.
You just dropped your phone. That's gonna be. Is it cracked? Is his phone cracked?
You'll get more distance if you just throw it.
No, it's fine.
Okay,
Everything's
thank
fine. I have a missed call from a buddy of mine. Hey, James. Saw your phone call.
We don't care.
Hey, James.
No,
No,
James. No, James.
I went through and found some very interesting Louisiana laws, statutes that we have. We have some quite crazy laws that you wouldn't, I guess, suspect.
Are they like Pawnee level laws?
Well,
Because we've already discussed one.
let's talk about this one, for instance. So I hope this doesn't interfere with the audio, but snoring is prohibited unless all bedroom windows are closed and securely locked.
Is there a fine or you go to jail?
Well, these are the actual just fine, or the statutes themselves. There are no actual ramifications just yet.
You've already broken that law?
What? No, I'm so confused. Should I be in jail right now?
Mourners at a wake or at a
Funeral?
Open casket?
What's it called before the funeral? Open casket
Something,
I
visitation?
think it's
you-
a wake, right?
you know-
Visitation. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So there's a term for it, but whatever. So people there, mourners there, may not eat more than 3 sandwiches.
Wait, this is a law.
This is the law. Snakes are not allowed within 200 yards of a Mardi Gras parade route.
Or they get fined.
Oh, I mean,
No,
like
they
it's
go
got
to
be
jail.
It's
They
got
go to snake jail.
It's gonna be a person snake.
I thought this was interesting. Mardi Gras beads may not be thrown from a 3rd-story window.
I have an
that
interesting
makes
little
sense.
thing. I would like to speculate on how these laws came about, like the snoring one. Who
Some guy probably
called the
snored so
police
loud.
and was like, "Dude,
This guy leaves his doors open, his windows
and
open.
he's snoring."
He's so loud. I'm on the next block, and we still hear him.
And the cops were probably like, "Can you please just leave us alone and stop calling, or we're gonna come arrest you?" And he called so much that they were like, "All right, sorry, we need to pass a law."
It's like every episode he does something and then turns to you and says sorry.
sorry every
it's
time.
like that's the norm.
Yeah.
Just
not
get
cussing
get
or-
a shirt with his face that just says sorry.
Sorry.
Or where's my
Are you sure
keys?
you're not Canadian?
Sorry,
Sorry.
sorry, sorry, you boot that.
You may not tie an alligator to a fire hydrant.
Well, there goes my weekend plans.
Just in case you were looking to do that. Ordering pizza to be delivered to your friend without them knowing can land you a $500 fine.
Wait, say that again?
Me ordering pizza
someone
to be
else.
sent to Josh and he not knowing about it, I can end up with a $500 fine.
Even if it's paid for?
Yes.
No way.
Apparently.
They don't specify.
There's a big thing. People will send celebrities who, when they know their address, they'll send them like pizza when they didn't order it. And that's a big thing in California. I think it's a law there as well.
What?
They send them random pizza.
So specifically, I believe this is I believe this has been. I hope this has been cleared up and this is no longer active. No. In Jefferson Parish. How y'all doing? In Jefferson Parish, goatees are illegal unless you first pay a special license fee for the privilege of wearing one in public.
Oh, what?
Where is this?
Jefferson Parish. I hope that. Actually, hey, if you're from Jefferson Parish, have you seen anybody with a goatee recently? Can you get there? Can you let us know?
We need a consensus on the goatee wearers in Jefferson Parish. These are real laws.
It is illegal for
I
a
don't think
woman.
they're upheld.
It is illegal for a woman in New Orleans to drive a car unless her husband is waving a flag in front of it.
Wait, what flag? Like just any flag? Just a flag.
I picture a white flag with black text that says "wife."
Like warning people. Look
Wife is driving.
Okay,
Oh, my God.
I'm gonna skip to the one that there are two that I really really enjoyed the most.
This has been great so far, though.
I'm gonna skip to those.
This is hilarious.
So the just the very specific nature of this one I like. Throwing or shooting at a boat or train. Okay. This is specific already, but here we go. So whomever shall willingly throw any missile or shoot with any firearm at I'm just going to stop there because we know where it's going. People threw missiles and they had to make a law about it.
How heavy are missiles?
That's my question.
You would need a catapult.
You can't throw these missiles at these trains. That was such a problem in the early days that they had to make a law.
Did they make handheld missiles back then?
Look, man, I'm not the missile police.
What? You get Andre the Giant to come throw a missile at your ship.
Yeah.
Well, that would raise more questions. Now, my favorite one. This is my favorite law. Bear wrestling penalty. I've talked about this with you before, but in case the public didn't know, in Louisiana, any person who intentionally commits any of the following shall be guilty of bear wrestling: promotes, engages in, or is employed by anyone who conducts a bear wrestling match.
How do you know if you work for someone who does bear wrestling and you don't know it and you're employed by them in a different company? It's the same.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
I think
specifically
be
bear
involved.
wrestling.
I think it pertains to the act of.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be involved with it.
That's a good question. You might get out of the sentence in court. But if you receive money for the admission of another person to take a place kept for bear wrestling matches. All right, that's worded fun. Sells, purchases, possesses, or trains a bear for bear wrestling match. For the purpose of this section, a bear wrestling match means a match or contest between one or more persons and a bear for the purpose of fighting or engaging in physical altercation with that bear. Whomever commits this crime of bear wrestling shall be fined not more than $500 and or imprisoned for not more than 6 months, or both.
What's funny is like all these other laws that you named off are just kind of like to the point, but this one is
So specific.
Yeah, they got so specific and like quoted the exact look, Frank, we've talked about this. We've passed the law. You got to stop promoting bear wrestling.
I get in jail for 2 years.
I get it. Look, man, you got these two bears. They seem docile, but Jerry was in the ring with the female, and he's not walking right anymore. Because of that, if you do this anymore, or we catch you guys doing this, we're gonna find you and throw you in jail.
I think it'd be funnier if the situation was it's a competing bear company and they're trying to fight bears, and so they bust this other person.
So this is like
A fighting bear company.
They would be zoos, right? They would like
Zoos don't fight bears.
but they have bears, so they would fight them.
Are you talking about like
Hypothetically.
like a Michael Vick situation, but with bears?
Yes. Like there's a whole underground organization of bear wrestling.
What I think's funny is, didn't you say they had to go back to the law to add some things recently?
No, not recently, but it was expanded upon to
When?
be.
How many years?
No. This is not like there's no specific revision,
Oh,
but
okay.
the initial law was stated, and then the additional subsections were added. So
Later
apparently
on.
there were people like, well, as long as I do this, no. If you take money for it, still this. Well, if there's 2 or more people, no. If there's more than one, that's still bear wrestling.
It's like tried to get out of it any way possible. They're like, no, we gotta write all this
So
down.
my question is, and it's a super happenstance type of thing, and I highly doubt anyone would enact it. But say, for instance, you're in the wild, and you're not too far from a camping ground, and you come across a bear, and it's self-defense, but you end up wrestling that bear. Well, while that's going on, there are people in the campsite watching and taking bets on it, as opposed to calling for help. So in that moment, are you by principle illegal for defending yourself?
Because the campground people are like, all right, 50 on it. The bear wins.
Johnny's
gonna help
going
him?
down, dude. No,
Are
he's
we
not.
gonna help him? No. Let's just how much?
Go get the rest of the family.
I got this on Johnny. He's got it.
From personal experience, I can wrestle about 3 bears.
And also for legal reasons, we haven't wrestled a bear.
I was overseas.
So I have another thing to bring up that's very concerning in a non-bear fighting way.
You can have your money back. I lost.
So
you.
apparently, James Dean, the dead celebrity,
Hey, cool guy.
everyone knows who James Dean
He's
is,
a
right?
renowned cool guy.
Renowned cool guy is returning to the big screen post-death by CGI.
He's coming back. That's what
Oh,
I
so
thought.
they're gonna Tupac him.
They're going to Tupac
Oh,
him
they're gonna
on the
little
big
Sebastian
screen.
him.
But this brings up a question. Is this going to open a strange door for more dead celebrities to appear in movies?
Yes.
Ooh.
So are we going to have a Robin Williams movie, a Miss Doubtfire 2?
Well, okay. I have questions. How are they gonna get the audio for this?
They now have audio where you can manipulate voices and you can say full sentences. I went to Adobe Max and they did it in front of me on stage. This guy just said multitudes of sentences and they created a whole paragraph of him talking and he never said one of those words. It was insane and extremely scary.
So we're getting into the age of deep fakes,
Yes.
where you can't even believe video evidence.
Nope.
Wow.
Are they?
Pretty frightening.
So do you think they're doing this because they think like, oh, James Dean was awesome, people will love him now, or are they like thinking like, we can't find any actors that are good anymore?
This also means any celebrities are going to live forever.
Ooh.
Their legend is going to be bigger than them because when they die, you're just going to have them as CGI on the next movie. The same thing happened with Princess Leia.
Imagine going to a casting call and auditioning for a role.
They get beat by a CGI
and you got
dead
beat
guy.
by and you got beat by CGI Chris Farley.
Oh no! Okay, I would actually respect that. Nobody's gonna beat CGI Chris
I
Farley
mean,
or
but
any
the
form
dude's
of Chris
dead.
Farley.
You
I get it.
alive are not better than someone that's dead.
Here's what they're going to do. They need some kind of person to put a bodysuit on to capture the motions. They're going to find someone who can mimic the body motions of Chris Farley.
So this is kind of
That's
like
going to be the casting. All right, can you do this really good?
So
Put
this
on
is
a little coat.
So it's similar to like motion capture for video games,
Yes,
where they put on the
exactly.
man. This is I'm interested to see where this is going.
Are you for it or against it?
Well, I'm interested to see where this is going, but at the same time, it's kind of frightening to the extremes of it.
Yeah, like I don't know if I'm cool with another Robin Williams movie.
Hold on. Is this James Dean movie? Is it gonna be like? I'm trying to think of like. Is it going to be a movie about his life, or is it just a new movie and they want James Dean to be the actor?
I think it's just a movie that he's in.
Just a new movie. And
It
they wanted- they
says
were
the
like,
Hollywood
"I need James
Reporter.
Dean."
The Hollywood Reporter says the actor who died in 1955 will be constructed by a full-body CGI to play a role in a Vietnam War film, Finding Jack.
Wow, but the theoretically now the possibilities for this are endless, and what I
Yes.
mean by that is inevitably you're going to get people that are going to make parody movies or movies that they're going to take an actor that they did not act in this particular genre in their career, and they're going to put them in. Here's what I'm thinking: there's going to be some director or producer that's like, "Hey, you know, it'd be cool. Let's reboot Terminator with Mr. Rogers." Mm-hmm. Like, there's going to be those people. Oh. When we get to that point, there's going to be those people.
You know, I see a lot of lawsuits happening because a lot of times when actors sign contracts early in their career, they say in them that they can take their likeness and et cetera. So which means for a particular role they play, no matter if they die or not, they can be resurrected as a CGI person in that movie. Wow. So you're going to have like families and people who own the image being like, hey, you can't do that. This could be very interesting in the next like 10 years because how technology is going so fast. Recently, and I think in the new Star Wars movie, they're going to have a dead Princess Leia. Unfortunately, they're going to have her recreated CGI in the family. She's passed away? Yeah, she passed away. Okay. And they did a younger version of her in Rogue One, and they also had a dead actor in that one who was recreated by CGI because he was in the original Star Wars movie.
I think. Go ahead, Johnny.
Oh, sorry. I was. Go ahead and say what you were going to say.
I was going to say the only actor or person that I would be okay with them bringing back via this technology would be Stan Lee. I think that's the only one I'd be okay with. Because then we're guaranteed more cameos. Yeah. Everything other than that, I'm kind of iffy on. Yeah. I'd have to see it in action.
I was going to say, so who do you guys think in the future, who are they going to bring back? I want to say that they're going to try to do a Fast and Furious with Paul Walker.
I 100% think because they're so money hungry, it's inevitable. They're probably planning it right now.
They're
like, wait, they got James Dean coming back? Hey, yo, where Paul at?
Dig up Paul.
Dig up Paul.
I don't think that's how it works.
Too soon.
Is it?
I don't know. When did he die? Like years ago?
It's still not appropriate.
He's respectable.
Still not appropriate.
He's respectable.
Yep.
We respect him. My name is actually Paul Walker. Johnny Paul Walker.
So he can say it since he's a Paul Walker.
I am.
He cannot.
I'm the same race. I am the same Paul Walker race.
This is going on too
long.
This
is way too far. All right, so that was it for your weekend startup. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Tune in to the Logan Paul KSI fight. I don't know. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.
Or not. This is going terrible.